Hello Balloon World, I'm Michael Floyd, your balloon twister, and this time I'm going to teach you how to make some balloon nunchucks. Even though these are called nunchucks, don't actually hit nuns with them. They don't like that. It's a really easy design, and they're semi-functional. You can't really hurt anybody with them, but it's a lot of fun to try. And it only uses 3 balloons. Let me show you how to make it. For this design, you'll need 3 balloons. I'll be using 2 brown 260s for the ends, and a gray 160 for the chain in the middle. You can use a 260, I just think a 160 looks better. Let's start with the end. Get your brown 260 out and inflate it 2/3 of the way. Let them out and tie. Give it a good squeeze and a stretch. We're gonna fold it over so that it's in half. You want the 2 ends to be together. Once you have them together, go ahead and give it a squeeze. And the end here should grow up just a little bit. Now we're gonna take the balloon and we're gonna candy cane it up from the bottom. The way we do that is by wrapping one end around the other. Like that, we're gonna go all the way up. When you get to the end here, you're gonna twist it so the 2 ends are twisted together, leaving a large bubble about 1 inch on the end. Now with the remaining balloon, you're gonna give it a squeeze and a stretch, and you're gonna twist 2 more bubbles the same size. So these 3 bubbles here should all be about the same size. Take this seam here and twist it into this seam here where these 2 bubbles meet. And then take that knot and pull it taut so you have a little bit of slack. And go ahead and wrap it into that seam and then back down and around and tuck it inside. You don't need the rest of this. So what I like to do is I'll push the air to the end and I'll pop it off. Let the air out slowly. Then take that slack and wrap it tightly back into the bottom and then up and around a couple more times. You see what that does is it sort of pinch twists all 3 of those bubbles without really even trying. And there we go, we have 1 end for our nunchucks. But we need 2, so repeat that step with the other brown 260. Now I have my 2 ends for my nunchucks, but you'll notice they're not really the same size. That's okay, they don't have to be the same size for them to be fun, but if you want to make them the same size, go ahead. Now it's time to make the chain for our nunchucks. Get your gray 160 out and inflate it halfway. Let a little air out and tie. We're not going to give this one a squeeze or a stretch. What we want to do is we want to get just as much slack on this end as we have on this end. The way we do that is by squeezing this end down. And as we do it, the slack on this end will move over to this side. This can be a little tricky because it'll come back just like that. You can get away with not doing this if you want to use 2 gray 160s instead. But I like to save balloons, so I'm going to show you how to do it with only 1. Now that I have the 2 ends, and they're roughly the same size, I'm going to find the center point here, and I'm going to pinch it there, let go, and twist it. Now I should have about 2 equally sectioned lengths. One's a little shorter, but that's okay. And I have about the same amount of slack. I'm going to take this seam here, and I'm going to wrap it into one of the ends of the nunchucks. We're going to wrap it in right here at the bottom of the 3 pinch twists. And then we're going to pull them up to opposite sides, and then twist them together. Make sure they're in there nice and tight. Now comes my favorite part, making the chain. The way we do that is we're going to give the balloon a nice squeeze so that it's soft on both sides, but because we sort of moved the air around, it might do that on you. You just move the air back. You want it to be soft, but not that soft. We're going to twist a small section about 2 inches. And once we have those 2 sections twisted, we're going to twist them together. Now to keep this from coming undone, we're going to take 1 end and we're going to feed it through the middle. And because this is soft, this will be easy. So there, we have 1 section of our chain. Now we need to do that 4 more times. I have 4 of my 5 chain pieces, and you'll notice they're not all the same size. That's okay. The important part is that they're fully inflated, yet still a little soft. Now for the last piece, I'm going to twist the sections that I want, twist them together, And instead of threading one through now, I'm going to pop off the very end of it. Let the air out slowly while holding the end so it doesn't come undone. And tie a knot in it. I'm going to do that to both ends. This way you should have two little bits of uninflated section. That way we can attach it to the other nunchuck. To attach this to the other nunchuck, we're going to take the ends, we're going to wrap it around the bottom just like we did before. We're going to slip the chain up to the top, and then we're going to take the slack and we're going to wrap it around the chain and back down and around once on the bottom to make sure it's in there really nice and tight. And you'll notice because these are soft and because of the design of the chain, these should hang pretty nicely. They won't hang completely limp because, you know, they are balloons, but it's pretty fun and you should be able to whip them around all kinds of fancy ways. I don't think ninjas actually do this unless they're magic magicians. They're ninja magicians. And there we go, balloon nunchucks made out of only 3 balloons. Well, that's it for this video, guys. As always, if you enjoyed it, click that thumbs up button, and I'll see you back here next Monday with a brand new balloon animal lesson. So if you don't want to miss anything, make sure you subscribe. And if you can't wait till next Monday, why, there's a playlist in the description with over 100 balloon animal lessons already. I'm Michael Flood, your balloon twister. Remember, you can make anything out of balloons, even nunchucks. I always thought they were called numchucks, not nunchucks, like num 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 num, because Ninja Turtles like pizza.